Hello, everyone. This reading is for one of my viewers and supporters here on the YouTube channel. And she's purchased a personal reading regarding her finances. This spread is $25 and you can watch it now. This is for my viewer. If it resonates for you, take what resonates. And if it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Okay, so connecting the body and the body, connecting the body, heart, and mind, connecting the body and the spirit, connecting the heart, mind, and body, connecting the heart, mind, and heart, connecting the heart, mind, and spirit, connecting the spirit and the body, and I feel a rush of energy saying, yes, your spirit is completely guiding your physical. Connecting your spirit, heart, and mind. And it's guiding you through your heart and mind, connecting your spirit and your spirit. Okay. And one for the body, one for the heart, one for the mind, one for the spirit, divine truth. Let me see, speak, and hear it with accuracy, truth, and clarity for her highest, lightest, and brightest good, for her overall love, peace, health, wealth, and happiness. Regarding her finances at this time, we're going to pull 6 cards for you. Okay, and the base of the deck is our foundation for this financial situation. It's the Knight of Cups. I'm hearing that the main influence regarding your financial situation is your willingness to receive. So it's interesting that I had a conversation about this with someone just yesterday. People want to give you things, and your first instinct can be to say, no, that's okay. Or they want to give you more money than what you expected, and you're like, oh, no, that's too much. You know, there's a need to be willing to say yes and please and thank you. Okay, so yes, please, and thank you are awesome words to put together in a phrase when people want to be generous with you. And then in our society, they're saying, there's this, well, if they want to give me something, then they obviously want something in return. And that is, it's a challenge because you've had experiences where that has seemed to be exactly what's happened, but they're asking you, let's wait for this loud car to pass. They ask you, have you always given because you wanted something in return? Did you always give with a demand or requirement attached to it? And they're saying, you know very well that that's not true. So if it's not true when you give, then there's no reason to confine yourself to that being the truth when it's time for you to receive. So your first card is your current financial situation. We have the Knight of Swords. You're dealing with negative beliefs, which is what we already started channeling for you here. Negative beliefs surrounding your ability to receive. So they're asking me to run a clearing statement for you here and now. They say, anywhere you've been holding on to the idea that it's not right, it's not just, it's not fair for you to receive financial flow, anywhere where you've been blocking yourself from receiving financial flow from false program beliefs that you inherited and absorbed. Would you like to uncreate and destroy these right now on all time, space, and dimensions in any physical vessel you ever find yourself in right now? Yes, yes. Times a gazillion, right, wrong, good or bad, pat a pock, all nine portions and beyonds. Oh, yes, please and thank you. Okay, so we have negative ideas. And so they're asking you, when you have this negative ideas about being able to receive money. Like, I always give more than I get. And why would anybody want to give me money? I'm stuck. I was born on the wrong side of the tracks. I guess I just wasn't born for wealth. They're saying anywhere where you have these ideas come up, they're asking you to ask your higher self to help you reveal the truth of yourself. But let's go deeper into your spread. Your second card is going to tell us where your current situation is going and growing. Where is it going and growing? You have to find the truth that stings. It stings, it hurts, but it sets you free. And that's where you're being pulled to the truth that hurts, but sets you free. And why is this truth hurt? Because you've been holding on to it your whole life. So when you realize that you've believed a lie for your whole life and it's kept you oppressed, they're saying oppressed and financially stressed, then there's some pain with that, because then you begin to realize, well, shit, all this was a lie and it didn't have to ever be this way, but that's how it is. So there's some deep healing of negative belief patterns within you. And the word worthiness is coming up. Self-worth, your worthiness and deservedness was inherent, it was born with you. But the programming and the experiences that you've had have caused you to reject these and instill these other program beliefs. And so now is the time to remove those. And so let's look at your third card, which is what you need to know regarding this situation and your angel messages, messages from your ancestors, your guides, and Lesser Scott. And so you have the Six of Wands. Look at that. That's awesome. The Six of Wands is a card of a victory that is recognized. This is accomplishment. This is being successful. This is, you are riding in on your high horse with your victory wreath intact. So, what they want you to know is that even where it doesn't feel like it in your physical experience up until now, you have success. You march on in this as successful. And they say if you hold that energy and that knowing and let that be the most important thing, you will align yourself with the ideas, solutions, and answers that will bring more financial flow your way. So, I also see the way these cards are positioned, you marching through this disappointment, financial disappointment there. Okay. And it's saying that there's a lot of, there are two particular, okay, there are two particular individuals who you are closely associated with. And I feel these fall in the line of ancestors who are floating around you, right? Like angels, and they are bringing you to the point of facing the pain. And I hear that a lot of the pain and disappointment financially was definitely inherited from parents and grandparents and such, and watching a struggle go on with them. And I'm also hearing like there were some things that were taught through verbal communication, such as, mm, not everybody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. The root of money is the root of all evil, and money doesn't grow on trees, and you know only those people over there have money, and look what they do with it. So what is coming up with your angels, ancestors, guides is, you know is it true that money is the root of all evil, or is it more true, which resonates deeper with you, money is an amplifier of your heart condition? Hmm. Which one feels more resonant within you? Because does money really make people evil? Are there good people with money? Have you ever met somebody who is a kind, loving individual who has money? And what is the difference in a person with money or without money? Well, the person without money has a lot of ideas and goals and has a lack of tool to accomplish those goals. And the person with a lot of money has the tool to accomplish your goals. So they're saying, with your heart condition, what could you do with an abundance of money? So in this place, they want you to notice the heart condition as an amplifier, or as being amplified by the having of the tool of money. Okay. They're also saying, remember that money is energy. And the more you are realizing that it's an energy that you flow, as opposed to an energy that you don't have, the more you'll see your finances grow. And so they're saying for you, stop looking at the money you don't have. Look at the money you do have. And what also to look at is what you have an abundance of. And they're asking me to relate to you that during the most financially stressed part of my life, I had a household of 6 individuals, including myself. And I was the only one taking care financially, and finances were stressed. And I was constantly worried about, how am I going to pay that bill? How am I going to have enough money for this? And now there's that. And oh my God, where's the money coming from? And it's just not working, right? And when I started learning what I'm sharing with you now, I began instead to look at where I was wealthy. And I realized, well, if money is energy and I can attribute more focus to where I have a prosperous and abundant flow of energy, then that will magnetize more high vibration energy my way, and more abundance and prosperity my way. And so what I began to do was, rather than count the money I needed to take care of these people, I started to be more attentive to how wealthy I was in love, in the energy of love. Love is the highest vibration. And so money is right up there with love. And by doing that, I began to see an increase in my financial flow, because I shifted from lack focus to abundance focus. And so they're saying this technique will be effective for you. They're also saying, when you do pay your household bills and such, don't only give what you owe, pay a few dollars extra. Um, Round it up to the next even dollar, or the next even $5, or the next even $10. And do this, as in that you're telling your mind, your subconscious, and your world around you that not only do I have it to pay my bills, but I can pay extra. I can pay towards my next bill because I am abundant. Okay. So that's a technique. They're telling you to take what money you have, even if it's just 2 pennies, and rub them together, or if it's $200, and count them and touch them. The more you focus on something, the more it grows. And express gratitude for every dollar that flows through your palms, right? And don't be afraid to touch it. Don't be afraid to give gratitude for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you that I have this money in my account, and my accounts are constantly being renewed and flooded with income. And thank you that I have the money to buy the groceries and the food and the clothes. Thank you that I have the money. This money here is here so that I can pay my bills. And when something is on your heart that you really, really want, and it's so intense, but you're like, oh, I don't have enough money, they're saying, this is the chance for you to increase your wealth, because they're saying there is something that you really would be greatly overjoyed with attaining. And they're showing me my Fred. I'll tell you that story in a moment. But they're showing me my Fred, and they're saying, you have to step first. And as your foot is about to land, the path forms underneath your foot. We create what you're stepping into as you are taking the step. So what they're asking you to do is boldly allow yourself to make that purchase. And in my case, it was Fred. I'll tell you this, I had $60 or $80 left, period, in the world. I needed some laundry bags, so I went to a local dollar store to purchase laundry bags. They had these great heavy duty plastic reusable laundry bags. So I went to go purchase them. And as I made my purchase, I just said, well, let's take a walk around the dollar store and see what other goodies I could find. So as I walked around the dollar store, I wasn't really planning to buy anything because, like I said, I had bills due, I had bills overdue, and I'm like, I got $80 cash. So as I'm walking around this store, I walk up and there's this statue of Fred. And some of you will remember from the older videos, Fred is a turtle, a tortoise. Technically, he's a tortoise. He's a dry land tortoise, and he's about that big, And the thing about it was, I had seen a vision of this tortoise months prior, and it was like I was in that state between waking and sleeping, and I saw a tortoise come from underneath my coffee table and lift its head up and look at me. And as I'm walking around the store, and I walk up on this tortoise that's eye level on the shelf, and he's in the exact same position. He looks the exact same size and appearance as the one from my vision. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to have this. My ego says, but you only have $80 left in the world, and you got bills due, and you got more bills coming in, and you got all these mouths to feed. And all I kept saying was, oh my God, I have to have this. And I said, you know what? If I get myself what I have to have, because it came to me in a vision, I know God's going to pay these bills. So they're saying for you, there's something like that coming through. And let me tell you something. My bills are paid. My bills were paid, and my financial abundance continued to increase and increase and increase. And it's funny because ever since Fred, it's like the universe keeps giving me the chance to say, oh no, I don't need to have that. I really love it, but I don't need to have that. And it started with a peacock, a $20 peacock. After Fred, it was a $20 peacock. I bought the peacock. Then the next time there were two peacocks, and they all matched. And so I bought both of the peacocks, and they were $20 each or $25 each, something like that. Then the next time I went, there were 4 peacocks. They all matched my other 3 peacocks. All these peacocks have names, by the way. And they're all over my house, and I freaking love them, right? And I bought them all. And as I'm paying for them, God's whispering in my intuition saying, you've come a long way, baby, from the day you bought Fred. Because now you're spending like $120 on peacocks. And we're going to give you the money back. This is awesome. And so they're letting you know, regardless of where the financial flow is, there's always more coming. But holding this space of I don't deserve it, I'm not worthy of what I want, is going to keep the lack flowing. And we're looking at getting into the abundance. So they want you to know that. And they also said, boy, this video is about twice as long as I expect it to be. However, they're also saying, keep going, Melinda, because this is important. And a lot of the other viewers are going to benefit from this video as well. But they're saying, you must remember that you are the divine child of the creator of all that ever is, was, would be, or could be. There is nothing off limits to you. And the greatest thing you can do is allow yourself to embrace your prosperity and abundance. Allow yourself to receive, which was the base of our reading, okay? So now cards 5 and 6 are going to show the best course of action and the materialization of where you're going and growing. And where you're going and growing, remember, is disappointment and the truth that sets you free after it hurts like a bitch. The truth is going to set you free, but it's going to sting, okay? So, oops, I skipped a card. That's 5 and 6. I'm going to flip them over anyways because I mentioned them. That's Temperance and the 9 of Wands. Temperance and the 9 of Wands. So where are you going and growing? This is asking you to create the balance from within with the Temperance. Where are you going and growing? This is about tempering your own emotions. So remember, I talked about my most challenging financial situation I've ever experienced, and how I began to shift my emotions internally by my focus. That's what they're asking you to do. The Nine of Wands, where are you going? You're going to overcome this. You're going to put all your skills, all your experiences, all your wisdom and knowledge to work for you. And look at how proud and strong this lady is. Look at the determination, right? There's going to be a strong stance. And I see that you will have your storehouse. Now, they said we skipped that fourth card because we want you to go back to it. So the fourth card is something that you've recently released that's going to bolster your prosperity, that's going to augment your prosperity, it's going to add to your prosperity. And they're saying, if you say, but I haven't released that yet, well, then this is what to do, okay? And the card you have is the shadow side, the devil. Whoa, this is so confirming over the whole entire reading. You have to do this shadow work. This is your own shadow. And they're saying this is the energy of Capricorn. So they're asking you to look into your birth chart and find out where is Capricorn within your birth chart. Because Capricorn is about, what they're saying to me is Capricorn is about overcoming obstacles and challenges. So wherever your birth chart placement of the sign of Capricorn is, do some study on it. They said study the whatever signs or whatever planets you have in Capricorn. What do they mean? And then as you're studying that, you're going to have some epiphanies, some downloads about how those factors influence your financial life. They also say study what house of your astrological chart that Capricorn falls into. That's going to show more for you as well. They're also saying that by December time and by the new year on through the mid of January, which is Capricorn time, the end of December through the mid of January, they're saying you're going to have major shadow work release. So they're saying as you go through this, it's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel very Three of Swords. It's going to feel heavy, but they're saying that as you go through this, it'll be important for you to remember that they showed you that you will be victorious over this. You have victory. They have seen you. They have recognized you. They love you. You have all the support you need, and they're asking you to call on your team. I see this whole team, and I see them on horses like this. This is a spiritual scene, right? And they're saying in this spirit energy, they're waiting to respond. So in your affirmations, your prayers, and your meditations, ask them to show you what shadows you need to release and what's the easiest, most immediate way to do that. They said, rewind this video. Remember that question, write it down. When you're dealing with low vibration feelings, or you're looking at your account and you're starting to get stressed or freaked out again, they're saying rewind it and ask that question. Remember that question. Pull your notepad out and ask that question, okay? So this is what I have for you financially, and they're saying to give you a card of encouragement, and it's going to come from the Miracles Now deck. So let me pull that out, and this whole reading has been done with the Witch's Tarot, for those of you who want to know. And I want to thank you for supporting my spiritual gifts and talents that I'm here to serve you with by purchasing this reading. And I would love to do a reading like this for any of my viewers. Okay, you've got, okay, that's the one that flew onto your spread. These are the ones that are just there. Okay, this is your Miracle Now message. It says, I can think my way out of fear. And so they're asking you, wow, this is interesting what's coming through with this card. Encouragement. They're saying your shadow work is going to show you that you have underlying fears of wealth and prosperity. You're afraid of how it's going to affect your relationships, how people are going to view you. How will you handle it? Do you even know how to be financially prosperous and stand up on your own feet? It's like sometimes we get so used to being in struggle and lacking limitation that the fear is in not having that situation anymore. So that's going to be one of the things. And reminders, and they're reminding you here that you can think your way out of these fears. That it is by the process of thought that you're going to remove these shadows from you, okay? And they're saying the one thing, one technique that will add to you gratefully and graciously and abundantly, they're saying, is stop talking about how broke you are. Stop telling anyone, especially yourself, but anyone, about how much little money you have left, right? Or speaking out anything negative about your finances. So what if you took a big loss? It's nobody's business. Nobody's business. All right. So, with all that being said and done, I absolutely love and adore the part of me that aligns with you, the golden thread that shines all the way through, called love and peace and happiness. And in the meantime, in between time, you can treat yourself at lphtarot.com. It's in love, peace, and happiness to you and yours. And of course, me and mine. Until next time. And I'll be back shortly with our daily. So be ready, y'all, for all of you who are live.